Welcome to the day 28, guys. This is going to be a very, very important day. Why? Because after learning all of the human body, after learning endocrine design systems, now I want to conclude this week by saying ethical design and digital well being is very important. See, design can heal or maybe harm your UI, and this is a DNA of your product. This is a DNA of the user trust. If you're building resilience or addiction, it all depends on how you design this. Can I tell you, 97% of the designers and the products and the website what they design used are at least one dark patterns in their whole pot. Wikipedia says this. Over 80% of the consumers expect companies to prioritize privacy and security. Privacy and security. Yes, 80% of the people really recruit that. DaffodilSoftware.com says that statistics. So, what I wanted to tell you is this is not exactly can be taken just like granted. You need to understand that building an ethical design and a digital well-being is a mandatory requirement of a designer. Okay, so which is what we're going to see today. Welcome, guys, to this day 88. Thank you for staying tuning with me in this 100 days 100 skills for this topic of human body design. And in the endocrine week 4, we are in the day 28. Okay, so what is ethical design? This is equal to the respect, autonomy, and transparency. Digital well-being is equal to a very, very healthier relationship for a product. Can I tell you, this exactly prevents harm, it builds a trust and support a long-term value. How a brand is being perceived. It is not because of the color in which the brand is there, it is not because of the physical product, or it's because of not how the branding and the sales and the advertisements and the commercial is there. It's because of how the product has made the user feel. Once the people trust that my data is secure, my photos is secure, my login credentials is secure, then and only people give in the WhatsApp. Then and only people sign it in the Apple iCloud and use it, right? Apple and Meta has a very high level of privacy security policy so that they are being trusted by billions of people in the world, not millions. So this will help you to understand your user much better. This prevents harm, builds trust, support long-term value, same like the brands I told. So designers are the moral gatekeepers, not just a visual screen builders. So ethical UX is equal to part of a structural design syllabus. So that's what exactly I will tell you being a designer. So the one thing which I wanted to also cover, apart from this main important thing, is how does this dark pattern really, how does this UX ethical pattern really comes in, and why people are really discussing about this dark pattern? Why? Because this is a basic of all value sensitive design theory. This is coming from this dark pattern research exposes how the manipulation of the human research happened. See, the point is this dark UX, this terminology, you need to remember this, has been only coming into the picture after psychologists started understanding the consumer behavior, after many, many researchers have started building the theory for how people has been tricked, how people has been made manipulated, and how certain industries and products and marketing campaigns have really made people take wrong decision. Then and only many policies inside the country, in a particularly India, the TROI, Telecom Regulatory Authority of India, has created very strict regulation for not creating that kind of a manipulation to use a very simple applications and all. Even many of the Chinese games and this restricted applications has been blocked in India only because of this ethical reason. So ethics integrated in the UX is becoming a curriculum, and it's becoming a priority of many company privacy policy for a designer. So digital detox and well-being movements is being highlighted in the design impact a large. An emerging field with respect to behavioral and ethical design is coming in picture. Yes, when I studied at NID, this has been one of the major subjects. We took it in system design to solve this child adoption, where we took about behavioral economics, which is one of the high impactful topic in system design, to understand how people are being tricked using the marketing and the unethical ways in which it has been manipulating the products and service to make the people buy. See, there are more than 80% of the things we don't even need, but we purchase. Why? Because of the way in which it is being pushed and nudged into it. But you as a designer has to think whether it is really needed for us or not. Super. I'll tell you the importance of it. This is very much needed because not only to trust built for the user, but it's also to regulate to the compliance of that particular country, and it is also saving the reputational risk for that particular product. It supports accessibility, inclusion, and it reaches a broader audience. It helps you to build a future-proof product design against regulatory. It also aligns to the human values and the whole design ethics system. You take a brand like Brown, you take a brand like Apple, you take a brand like Nike. So these are all very well human values aligned product particularly aligned with a business goal also. This kind of a brand will sustain for 100 plus years as well because it's built on values. This kind of a brand will sustain for 100 years, or even more than that. So, the point here, what I'm trying to make is you need to understand the importance of it. Okay, Jagdish, what are the key principles for five different elements for building that ethical design? Transparency. Whatever application, product, service, everything you're building, you need to clearly tell the intent behind this. There is no hiding. You need to tell that we are going to create exactly the revenue model and the subscription in the next month. So you will be prompted to pay 100 rupees every month from next week, next month. You can do that. Then customer will also know that the transparency is there and the intent is to help me. This 100 rupees is not only for charging you, this is to make you privacy, secure your data. We have to maintain your server. We have to maintain your information and data. For that, we are charging you this. If you don't want, you can unsubscribe. See, when you make the transparency clear, people tend to respect your product. Autonomy. User chooses freely, no tricks. Make it in a way so that user can be flexible, right? This is one of the heuristic law as well, how user can be flexible. Third, accessibility. Make sure you follow all the WCAG guideline with respect to AA, with respect to AAA, and all these factors, right? This is one of the very important thing in accessibility design. Are you considering this? Are you ethical? Are you making the well-being properly there? Visibility, colors, system, consistency, cognitive load, everything which is available for all the special need people as well. Avoid manipulation. There is no dark pattern, right? And sustainability. Design for long-term human good, aligning the values. Do not create any kind of a short-term gratification and make the user to also hate your product. So transparency, autonomy, accessibility, avoid manipulation, and sustainability is a key principles what I will able to tell you. I will give you an example. First of all, fintech. Like let's say transparency opt-out flows improved trust metrics by up to 20%. Yes, financial tech is one of the very, very important field where people like to have transparency. Sustainability in mobile application, reward without exploiting behavioral addiction. See, you can do that. Like let's say when you're designing a sustainable mobility app, you can reward the user by telling, hey, when you use this particular application, you also make plants grow. You also are responsible for the sustainability happening around you. You also tend to not exploit with the behavioral addition. You only build sustainability. Huge brand recalls due to ethical UX commitment. See, when you are building a very big brand, if some problem is happening, you will have to make sure that the commitment is applicable for all the people and we are going to give a trust back for you. That is how you also build loyalty for your brand and recall customer. Many airbags, when it is not adhering to a safety compliant, companies like Hyundai, Volkswagen, they have called it back and they have refixed it. Even though it's a huge call for them, they did it, right? So demonstrate a ethical plus business viability. This is what case studies for a certain particular application has helped you. You can also try to see how any particular application, like let's say your favorite app, how it has built an ethical value for you. If it is not building, you try to take it as an example and do it. When you're doing it, please try to avoid this mistake. Try to not have any kind of a dark pattern disguising the UX optimizations. Try to don't use urgency and sense of fear to unnecessarily boost clicks. Please don't ignore the accessibility and inclusive design. Prioritize the growth metrics with respect to your well-being of your user. Failing to document the ethical practices because your development team will not know what you really did. Tools and practices. I will also tell you that you can use this UX ethical checklist toolkit to start creating from the chat GPT and the online sources. You can also use this value design sensitive cards for workshop ideation. You can use this website called Board of Innovation. It will be very useful for you. You can find what are the value design cards for workshop ideation, or you can use even chat GPT if you're not able to find it over there. You can find how people have successfully created it and you can say, bring me a, you are a world-class product designer and bring me a ethical design and digital well-being for value sensitive design cards for my design. When you use this kind of a prompt, like let's say, you can also get more clarity with respect to using this. See, you can try to use that. That will be very helpful for you. You can also conduct dark pattern audit in your flows. You can build user personas, sessions for vulnerable groups who is going to get targeted for this. You can also track design metrics like stress, drop off rate, trust scores, so that you can find how much customers are rating you back. This will be very helpful for you when you're doing it. So you can also use these resources called ethics of UX design articles. That will be very, very helpful for you. You can try using that. You can also use these research articles on ethical UX and interface biases. That will be also very helpful. You can also read this thing called value design, sensitive design literature from online, which I told you in the chat GPT. You can also read this UX design hub, blog articles by ethical UX module. You can also read industry reports for UX dark patterns and design digital rights. In our community, one of our students took this topic in a very detailed way, where I also learned a lot of things from that session, like how dark patterns can be really sustained, because this is an ethical part. As a designer, we need to exert for the user. Unless until you don't take this as a practice to do it, how come your company will adopt it? How come your manager will know? He'll be very busy in strategy. He will not be able to do this, right? So you open up this perspective for your company, for your management, for your boss, for your client. Then you will be really appreciated and you will be trusted more based on that. Okay, so the final call to action is run an ethical audit for one of the critical flow for this week. As you take any one product, SaaS-based product, fintech product, anything from your company, from your portfolio, from your hackathon projects, anything, audit this one and DM me ethics. I will send you the digital well-being toolkit, and you can also redesign one screen, removing any manipulative element. In the next week, we are going to jump into something called cardiovascular design system, where I'll be talking about flows, systems, and everything integrated. Next week is going to be very interesting, guys. Please do come and join. More importantly, remember this: great UX doesn't just attract users; it builds the trust. Think about it. Your health, your well-being, your human value system is being connected towards that. Click the link below to also attend the 4 hours design was workshop, where I'll be taking you all of these learnings and putting you into the 3x job search formula, how you can reach in 1 year 18 LPA if you're starting ground zero designer, how you can reach 3 years 1 crore per annum as a salary, which is 7 to 8 lakhs per month, being a mid-level product designer or senior. Attend my 4 hours workshop. It's just a price point of 99, or sometimes it is free also if you're taking this in an offer day. Come inside and take the advantage. We do have a personalized mentoring program, but first you attend this workshop and then we'll talk to you to help you get inside. See you guys. I'll see you in the next week 5 of the cardiovascular system. Bye-bye.